Hi everyone, this is Kalyan Kumar this side and welcome back to Chemistry Universe. And this is the video part 2 of amines. And from this video, we're going to begin the preparation. And I'm going to divide the preparation into several smaller parts so that we can have smaller videos. The first one is a collection of reactions which are very simple and easy to understand, some of which we have already done. Of course, I'll mention all of those, even the ones that we have done, so that you can go and have a look at the appropriate place. I'll also mention where they were discussed and some new reactions that we haven't seen. So we'll do all of them. This is preparation number 1. All right, so let's get on with it. The first is ammonolysis of alkyl halides. So what happens is reaction of ammonia with alkyl halides produces primary amines, and reaction of alkyl halides with ammonia derivatives, that is primary amines, will produce secondary, and reaction with secondary will produce tertiary amines, and eventually quaternary ammonium ions. So what this means is that suppose you have CH3X, which is extremely reactive, and ammonia, which is a good nucleophile, and therefore they can do SN2. And first the nitrogen's lone pair will attack the carbon, and you will have this formed along with the X minus, which I'm taking it as Cl minus here. And then of course the H plus from this ammonium ion will be taken by Cl minus, and it will become a primary amine. Rather, it's a primary amine, nitrogen attached to one carbon. Now if this were to further react with CH3X, if you have sufficient CH3X, then the nitrogen in fact here will be more nucleophilic than even ammonia because of the plus I effect of carbon. This nitrogen becomes more nucleophilic. So that will attack this carbon and the X minus will leave, and you will get secondary amine by the same logic. And if I have sufficient CH3X, now this is actually more reactive, but then because of hindrance, maybe it is slightly less reactive, but then at least it is quite nucleophilic that way because of the plus I effect, and you will get a tertiary amine. But suppose you were to go one step further and react this with CH3X. Now this is extremely difficult to react because it's highly hindered, but CH3X is not hindered, so maybe it helps. But if it were to react, it eventually will become a quaternary ammonium salt. So this is a quaternary ammonium ion. So you got a primary amine, you got a secondary amine, you got a tertiary amine, and eventually you got a quaternary ammonium salt. So when do you think you will, suppose if I only want primary amine, just think about this. Suppose I only want primary amine, I don't want all the others, or maybe I want them in such a less amount that they should be insignificant so that I can get a good yield of primary. What do you think I should do? And at the same time, if I want quaternary ammonium ion, I just want quaternary ammonium ion, I don't want any of the ones in the middle. What do you think I should do? Think about it. Pause the video. Think about it. Well, the logical answer is pretty simple. If you take ammonia in excess with CH3X, which means if let's say there are 100 molecules of CH3X and there are let's say 10,000 molecules of ammonia, the chances of all the hundreds reacting with 100 ammonia molecules is far higher than the chances of, let's say for example, 50 molecules of CH3X first react to form primary amine, which again will be only 50. And the other leftover 50 CH3X, they have a higher chance of reacting with ammonia because ammonia is still very high, 10,000 molecules minus 50. Whereas the chance of them reacting with the primary amine is far less. So if ammonia is in excess, you'll get a good yield of primary amine. Conversely, if you want the quaternary ammonium salt as the major product, you take excess of CH3X, which means there will be a lot of CH3X left unreacted in the system, which is what you need to go up to the quaternary ammonium salt. Now here you would wonder, okay, suppose I want to get secondary or tertiary as major. Well, you can't. This is not a good method for preparing secondary or tertiary amines, because even though you might try to take them in the stoichiometric ratio of two CH3X with one ammonia, but generally it doesn't work that way. Theoretically it should, but practically it doesn't. So this is practically not a good method for producing secondary or tertiary amines. All right. The second is alkylation of azide ions and following reduction. Now we have already done this in nucleophilic substitution. Azide, if you remember, is N3 negative, and it's nucleophilic. So the N minus will attack the R, X minus will leave, and you'll get this. This is alkyl azide, and this we can reduce by LAH or sodium and ethanol, Birch reduction, and you will get RNH2 with removal of nitrogen gas. So this is one way, but again, remember, this is only for primary amine. You can only get primary amine by this. You can even do reduction of amide. You take an amide, a primary amide, reduce it with LAH or sodium ethanol, you will get a primary amine. But remember, the number of carbons remain the same. You can do reduction of cyanides. Again, they will yield a primary amine with LAH or sodium ethanol or H2Ni. You will get RCH2 and H2. Again, the number of carbons remain the same. You can do it by the reduction of nitro compounds. You take RNO2, you react it with tin HCl or react it with iron HCl or H2Ni, you will get RNH2. You can do it by the reduction of isocyanides. You can use NC. In this case, you'll get a secondary amine because you'll get RNHCH3. You can do it by the reduction of oximes. You take oximes, you treat it with NaEtOH or LAH, and you'll get 1 H on carbon, and you'll get 2 H on nitrogen, and the double bond gets removed, and the OH goes off as water, and you will get again a primary amine. All of these are giving you primary amines, except perhaps the isocyanide. You can do the hydrolysis of alkyl isocyanides. So the same RNC that we used here, you can do the hydrolysis. But when you do the hydrolysis, you will again get a primary amine in this. And the carbon part of NC will become formic acid. And lastly, you can do the hydrolysis of alkyl isocyanates. Remember, this we did when we did the Hofmann bromomide reaction and all. And here, you treat it with KOH and hydrolysis, you'll get RNH2. This is exactly what we got in the Hofmann bromomide degradation. So this is the preparation of amines part 1. So with that, we end the preparation of amines part 1. There are several others left over. So we'll go to each of them one by one. So I hope you understood the reactions in this video. See it as many times as you need to see them. And we don't need to know the mechanism for every reaction. First of all, you won't be able to remember all of them. And I'm going to give you the mechanism wherever they're required. And sometimes I might give you the mechanism at one point of time. And for the same reaction, I might not mention the mechanism at some other point of time when I'm redoing the reaction. Which means you have to do the organic chemistry entire lesson in the same order in which they have been uploaded. So make sure you do it that way, because there is a particular method to this madness. So you need to understand that. So with that, this is Kalyanak signing off. Have a great and wonderful day, and thank you for watching this.